The chameleon that is Timothée Chalamet does it again here. Yes, he is brilliant, I know, but this is also the first time the director goes solo. So the question still remains, is this worth going to the cinema and paying to see?
I have a purpose.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Do you make money at this little table tennis thing?
Not yet.
Do you have a job?
No.
Backhand! Backhand! Forehand!
How do you live?
Well, I live with the confidence if I believe in myself, the money will follow.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
Maybe it should.
Hey, my name is Alex, and if you're new to the channel, I talk about films in a more conversational way, and I try to answer one simple question. Is this worth it, a ticket price, or in the case of a TV series, is it worth your time? So let's talk about Marty Supreme. Pinpointing the story of this film is a bit tricky, and I'll explain why in a moment. But put simply, we follow Marty Mauser, played by Timothée Chalamet, in this 50s New York, and he tries to make it in the world of table tennis. Now, this is the context and the objective, but the real attraction here is the character. Marty Mauser is an insanely ambitious, he's laser focused on his goal and shows absolutely no care for the consequences. And this film is clearly an Oscar vehicle for Chalamet, and it works, to be honest. He delivers what is easily the best performance of his career so far, and the film just gives him enough space for this frantic, both physical outbursts alongside slow emotional moments, although those are not too many. The story is very loosely based on Marty Reisman, who was a three-time table tennis champion, but the film character and the real man share one key trait, and that is the hustle. Both grew up in poor in Lower East Side Manhattan, and both had to hustle, gamble, and literally steal their way forward. But what is shocking and sometimes impressive is the extreme length Marty goes to in order to get what he wants. Now, this is a young Jewish guy who he's brash, he's obnoxious, he's arrogant, he's constantly essentially in your face. And he moves through the film at a frantic pace, driven entirely and blindingly by the need to prove himself. And with a character like this, the film needs to be really energetic and intense, and to that point, it absolutely is. Now, if you've seen Uncut Gems or Good Time, this feels like that, but turned up to 11, to be honest. And the film is directed by Josh Safdie, so he's one half of the Safdie brothers, and it almost feels like this is a statement piece. He clearly understands how to replicate that chaotic and panic-inducing rhythm of Marty Mauser's life. And the result is a mix of screwball comedy and relentless tension, and it constantly surprises the audience and throws us off balance non-stop. And this cycle repeats for nearly 2.5 hours, and it barely lets you breathe. The only other film that did that this year, made me feel as tense as this, was House of Dynamite. Although those are two different films, you can watch that on Netflix, is Catherine Bigelow's latest. Those are two different films, but they simply achieve the same level of sustained anxiety across the entire 2 hours runtime. But for me, Marty Supreme is definitely worth the ticket price, although it's probably too intense for multiple viewings. This is definitely Chalamet's film through and through. And I'm recording this before the 2026 Oscar ceremony, so it is favored to win, Timothée Chalamet there, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. The production design, the editing, the soundtrack is actually excellent. All of those are excellent, to be honest, and Safdie knows how to balance a script that is packed with escalating chaos remarkably well. There are slower moments in there that allow us, as an audience, to breathe a little bit, but there are not too many. Now, it's not a perfect film. I struggled a little bit to connect with the character Marty as a person, because he really shows no real redeemable qualities. His action hurt others, his lack of self-control has massive consequences, and everything he does is purely for personal gain. So none of that feels honorable or even likable. And even when this obnoxious behavior actually leads to success, it becomes a bit more frustrating, especially when people around him are used and then easily discarded. But that reaction, it is a credit to Chalamet, isn't it? He embodies the character so completely that it just provokes in us those emotions. And you know, just when I thought it might take him a while to top the performance in A Complete Unknown, he turns around and comes up with this type of brilliant excellence. So he's truly impressive just for this film. I strongly recommend watching this in the cinema if you can, because it looks and sounds fantastic, has a brilliant soundtrack. And if you enjoyed this review, please give it a like and don't forget to share and to subscribe. My name is Alex. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.